Look, it's a bird. It's a plane. Wait, that's Superman coming to Dallas. I don't know. I guess Metropolis just didn't need saving anymore. Anyways, let's look at the Houston Rockets. They had a pretty decent offseason, I would say. I wouldn't say the best in the league, but they brought in a Marcus Camby, Omar Sheik, and a Reggie Williams, and of course, Superman Dwight Howard, D12. All I can really say is they're a top three team. They might have to fall back to four because the chemistry. Who knows? I'm going to go ahead and say they're number three, right behind San Antonio and Golden State. But they they don't they didn't really lose anything this year. They lost Carlos Delfino. Who cares? Well, I guess a few people care. He's a decent player. I won't say that. I'll give Carlos Delfino a little bit of credit. But when you have James Harden, you got Omar Sheik, you got Dwight Howard, Jeremy Lin, who's I don't know. A lot of people don't like him. I think he's an all right point guard. He shouldn't be the man. He probably shouldn't even be the second, but he's a decent piece. He can get you some points real quick. He can pass the ball. I mean, you can give him some time. I mean, he had that breakout few weeks in New York, but give him a break, guys. We all knew he wasn't going to be the player that we thought he was going to be, but he's a decent player. Beverly, he might be better, but I guess they're going to roll with Jeremy Lin. If not, Jeremy Lin could be a solid six-man off the bench. They also have Aaron Brooks, I believe. I believe they still have him. I watched their preseason game last night against the Magic. The one thing I did notice about it has nothing to do with the game, but the announcers, they just kept crushing Orlando. Talking about how I believe at one point in the game they said playing Orlando is like playing a D-League team. But it didn't look like that in the score column. I mean, they only beat them by 4, I think it was. And the whole time these announcers were saying that, the Magic were like only down by like 4 or 5 points. I mean, so I don't know. I guess they're hey, they can be cocky all they want. I'll never forget in 2011. I was watching a game, the Celtics versus the Mavericks, and they were just being so one-sided. And then they of course Dirk Nowitzki hits a game-winning shot, and they were saying, "Oh, this team's championship bound," and lo and behold, they won a championship. So, I mean, who knows? But I'm not going off the announcers. I just want to throw that out there. But yeah, this team's definitely a top 3 team. I'm gonna go top 10, of course, for in the whole league. The only thing I can see this team slowing them down is Dwight. I mean, he's going to help them out a lot, but in that crunch time, they're going to go right to fouling him. And Dwight's going to do exactly what he's done every other year. I've worked on my free throws. Then he gets out there, and he stinks. I mean, it's typical amongst centers. We all know they can't shoot, but, it don't matter. I mean, just if he could ever just learn how to make 1 out of 2, just 50%, people would stop. I almost forgot about Chandler Parsons. I don't know how I could forget about him. But yeah, they also have him. He's growing in another year. I mean, this team's pretty solid. They got great backups. They've got They've got all-stars. They've got everything you want. I mean, they can spread the floor. They've got lockdown defense. I mean, there's almost no holes in this team. Kind of like the Warriors in San Antonio. The only difference is they're young, and they're a little bit older than the Warriors, so they have a little bit more experience. I mean, you got James Harden going to the finals with OKC. You have Dwight going to the finals. Or no, he took Orlando to the finals. So, I mean, you have a wide range of playoff experience, well, at least for the leaders. You have Aaron Brooks in there. This team's ready. This team's going to be one of the teams that is there toward the end in the West. I give them a shot to make the finals. Who knows? It's going to be interesting to see this year. I'm looking forward to them seeing them play. I cannot wait to see Dwight go back to Orlando. He just had that Orlando fiasco about him saying that he wishes his number would have been retired. He didn't really do anything for Orlando. Not really. He hadn't even done anything yet. So I don't see why. Plus, he did hurt a lot of fans. Like he said that he had to do his best for him. Well, what about Orlando? I mean, these athletes don't really understand, but I mean, they have to look at both sides. Of course, they think they're all that. Some of them. I'm not saying he's one of those guys, but let's face it, he's one of the disliked players amongst the NBA stars, and you can't really blame a lot of people. But anyway, this is going to be interesting. I can't wait to watch him. What do you think?